Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. It is going to be my 7th update in the whole collection project pan that was created by Becky Loves Kenga. As I always say, I was heavily inspired to do this because Emily from Emily and Max was doing this project quite a few years ago, and I'm so happy that I started doing this project because it's just a fun way to work on makeup. If you are unfamiliar with the whole collection project pan, my entire makeup collection is itemized on an Excel spreadsheet, and I randomly generate products to work towards some sort of goal. I started the year with 6 products, and any month that I didn't hit, any month that I wasn't rolling a product out, I still rolled in at least one product, kind of as a consequence for not finishing anything. So I am currently working on 7 different products within this project, and I do have 2 products that I will be rolling out today and 2 new ones to replace that, which I'm very excited about. I have good progress on most of the products, even that are not rolling out. So if you're interested in seeing what my progress looks like, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project panning content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I'd love if you consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. As always, I like to go in order that these products have been in the project the longest. So we are going to start with my Nabla bronzer. This is the Skin Bronzing in the shade Ambra. I rolled this in, when did I roll this in? In March, and I gave myself a 30 use goal on this bronzer. This used to be one of my favorite bronzers in my collection. And I will say, I do still really enjoy this bronzer, but I found that I like it more when I'm wearing a lighter coverage makeup or like a skin tint, just because this gives like a really beautiful satin bronze glow to the skin, but it's not gonna give me like a super heavy bronze like I would get from a matte bronzer. So I was struggling to reach for this in the beginning, and as of the last update, I had 13 out of those 30 uses. I did reach for this an additional 17 times, and I'm really excited to look at the progress photos because as I look at this, I can tell like even on the side over here, like it is just looking so low. I do know obviously this is a baked product, so I believe it'll be a waffle pan underneath, and I find that baked products just historically for me take so much longer to get use out of. I will say I oftentimes would layer this, although in July I did a lot of like lighter coverage, even like no makeup, like no foundation is what I'm trying to say, not no makeup. No foundation, but maybe I would just go in with brows, mascara, and concealer, and then I would pop on a little Nabla bronzer just to warm up my skin tone up a little bit, or warm my skin up a bit. But I also use this a lot where I would lay down a matte bronzer. Like today I have the e.l.f. bronzer on, and then I layered this over top just to give it a little bit of a glow. I feel like I'm looking up here and I'm like, I don't know if I'm loving my bronzer on my forehead today, but that is how I was able to use this 17 times. I'm really happy that I did reach my goal of hitting 30 uses. And I think I might still keep this pulled in my desk drawer for the rest of the summer, just for those days that I'm doing lighter coverage makeup, because I really do like it that way. I spent like 6 or 7 months last year trying to pan and finish this product up, and I still don't have a pan. I don't know if I'll be able to hit a pan this year, but maybe this is something I can focus on next year as well. But right now it is rolling out of the whole collection project. Okay, this next product, most of the next products have only been in a couple of months. Last month was a refresh, so a few of these products just rolled in just last month. But my Kopari lip glossy in the scent or the flavor watermelon, this rolled in June. It weighed 10 grams in June. It weighs 9 grams today in August. These are my line markings. I've pretty much gotten consistent use or the same amount of usage the last 2 months. This is one of my favorite lip gloss products, and I have been pretty much keeping this in my car as like my car gloss, so I can constantly apply it, but I've also been bringing it into work with me and just applying it throughout the day. So getting a ton of use out of this. If I keep going at the same rate, I think I have 2 more months left to go on this, which is totally fine with me. I love the lip glossy, although I would love to just really push hard to finish this because watermelon just gives me like all the summer vibes. So I'd love to finish this throughout the month of August, and then maybe have it as a rollout in September, because I do still have like at least 4 other Kopari lip glossies in my collection. So that one's staying in the project. We will keep working on that. Then I have the MAC Glow Play blush, and this is in the shade Cheer Up. I gave myself I want to say I may have given myself like a 20 or 25 use goal. Last update, when we were at the refresh, I decided to keep this in. I was at 8 out of however many uses, but I decided to lower my usage goal to just 15. I actually did only reach for this one time since the last update, and if I show my pictures, you might see that I had a pan and now I don't have a pan. I kind of like smushed it back together in that center spot, so now it's just kind of more like even across. Oh my gosh, it does not want to focus. It's more even across the top or whatever, but I do still have 6 more uses to go, which this is a really beautiful blush for the summertime. I just have so many blushes in my collection and other blushes that I have been working on. There is another blush that rolled in to this project last month, and I've been reaching for that a lot. So this one just got kind of neglected, but I do want to make sure I reach for this at least 6 times before the next update so that I can roll this out, just because I don't see myself getting a lot of use out of a shade like this in the fall/winter time. For sure fall. It just does not scream fall to me. It screams spring summer. So 6 more uses to go with that. I do think I will have this as a rollout next update. And then the rest of the products rolled in last update. So and again, I had a refresh. So up first I have my Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer. I rolled this in and gave myself a goal of trying to finish it off. I don't necessarily know that I will finish this before the year is up, but this was going to be the next concealer that I focus on and try and use up. So I figure I'll just keep it in the project, continue to track my progress on this and see how much I can get used up. And then I will likely have this as my focus concealer until I finish it, if it's not done by the beginning of 2024. So I made a little bit of progress. I'm also working on my Dior Forever concealer in my Rolling Project 10 pan. I like to mix the 2 of these because this one is a little bit lighter. Like I could get away with this one on its own, but the Dior Forever concealer is a little bit too dark for me. So I like to mix the 2 together to get more of just like my actual skin tone. And I am happy with the progress that I have made in just a month's time. We will continue to work on that and see how far we can get before the end of the year. Then I rolled in 2 single shadows last month, and I just realized actually I have 3, no, just 2 rolls. Okay, anyway, I rolled in 2 single shadows last update. So up first I have this one from ColourPop. This is a depotted shade, I believe, from the ColourPop Dream Street palette, and it's this really pretty, just like champagne, not even champagne, like, what is this? Like a golden champagne maybe? Yeah, like a rose gold. Yeah, this is more like a rose gold. I'm like, what am I saying? I only reached for this, I think, once. Yeah, I only reached for this one time. I did give myself a 10 use goal. I did not wear eyeshadow. Like July was probably my lowest eyeshadow use month. I was constantly reaching for just like one brown shade out of a palette. You guys will have seen in my Pan That Palette update that I just posted, I didn't have great progress in my Pan That Palette for the month of July. I kind of see August going the same way. It's just hotter. I don't care as much about, you know, my makeup in general. I feel like I love summer makeup, but like I wear the least amount of makeup in the summer. I don't even know if that makes sense. But I did only reach this one time. So I don't think this will be a rollout. Like I don't see myself using this 9 times in August. Although I will say like this is a perfect, just like if I did a matte, like even a bronzer in the crease and then toss this over the lid. Maybe I'll surprise myself and use that 9 times, but as of right now, I've only used it once. And then the other single shadow that I rolled in is actually my other rollout for this month. So this is from Adept Cosmetics. It's in the shade ACD 11, and it's this really beautiful purple shade, and I hope you'll be able to see there is a dip starting to form on this one. I did only give myself a 5 use goal on this shadow, and I didn't think I was gonna reach for this 5 times this past month, just because I typically only reach for like mauves and purples. Like it's more winter sort of vibes to me, but I actually do have this in the outer third of my eye today, and I have been loving like this kind of look right now in my no pan left behind, which I'm not sure if that update, I think that update will be going up after this. I'm not sure if it'll have already gone up, but in my No Pan Left Behind project, I have my Rowan 1111 quad that I'm working on. Here it is right here. This is on like the inner part of my eyes today. Oh, love it so much. But definitely more of like pinky mauve-y vibes. And then also my Aether Beauty Rose Quartz quad. So like a lot of like pinky mauve-y tones. So it actually worked quite well. And this is the thing. It takes a lot for me to feel inspired to create a mauve look, or it has lately. But because those have been my options if I want to like be successful in my projects, I have been loving the mauve toned looks. So it was really easy for me to reach for this. There was one time I did it all over the lid. I can't remember if I took pictures or not. Sometimes I'm really good about taking pictures. Sometimes I'm like just horrible at it. But I reached for it once all over the lid. I created a more purpley look, but mostly it has just been on the outer third of my eye to like just deepen it up a little bit, which normally I don't like to do with a more like satin or shimmery, honestly metallic shade. There it is right there. But it worked really, really well. And with the dip forming, it's not like a super big dip, but I'm thinking maybe I can roll this into my Rolling Project 10 pan as a single that I focus on when we hit like the tail end of this year, and just see if I can hit a pan. I have hit pan on a couple other Adept shades before, and I feel like they're deep enough pans that they take some effort, but they're not like the most difficult eyeshadows to hit pan on. So this one from Adept, I hit my 5 use goal on. I reached for it 5 times, and this one will be rolling out of the project, but who knows, maybe it'll make a reappearance in my Rolling Project 10 pan before the end of the year. And then the final product to update you on is the other blush that I was talking about. And I randomly rolled in Persona Georgia last month, which I was so excited about because leading into the last update, I had been starting to reach for Persona Georgia quite a bit. This has just been like my perfect blush shade this summer. It's the most beautiful, just like peachy shade, and I love that it's not a matte blush. It definitely has a bit of like a satin sheen to it, but it's not this super glowy blush either. Nabla Truth looks so beautiful over top of this, but honestly this just on its own is so gorgeous as well. So I gave myself a 15 use goal on this because I wanted to reach for it a decent amount of times. But as mentioned, I have so many other blushes I'm also trying to cycle through that I wanted to allow myself still the space to reach for other blushes. So I have reached for this, I think 10, or is it 11? I've reached for this 10 out of those 15 uses. So I just have 5 more uses to go with this blush. I think I will have no problem completing that goal throughout the month of August. I even anticipate I may end up reaching for it more than the allotted 15 uses. But as of right now, I still have 5 uses left with Persona Georgia. So this one will stay in the project. Meaning that the products we still have remaining are the MAC Glow Play Blush, the Persona Blush, my Kopari Lip Glossy, my Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer, as well as the ColourPop Single, that like rose gold shade. And we are rolling out the Adept Single as well as my Nabla bronzer. So 2 new products to roll in. This is always the exciting part. I'm like, where's my phone? Okay, so in my spreadsheet right now, I have listed out 478 products. I do have my eyeshadow singles listed in that. I do not have my eyeshadow palettes. I exclude my eyeshadow palettes from this project. And then my only rules are I don't want to be working on any more than 2 of the same category at any given time. So that just means if we roll in a blush, I will not be working on the blush. So we are going to choose 2 numbers randomly between 1 and 478. No. Oh, there we go. Yeah. 273 and 155. All right. So number 273, I have no idea. Tarte Surf's Up. Ooh, a lipstick. Oh no, I don't know that I want to work on a lipstick. I hope Surf's Up though, I think might be, fingers crossed, I think it might be like a nude, like a pale nude pink, which I wouldn't be mad about that for the summer. And then what was it? Was it 153 or 155? 155. Okay, 155 is, I don't understand how inevitably out of 478 products, somehow products get rolled in that I'm already working on or whatever it might be, but I got Becca Rose Quartz, which is in my rolling project 10 pan, and I am so close to being done with that. So that means we need to randomly generate another number, and we get number 82. 82 is Huda Glow Bronzer. Huda Glowish. Okay, that was just something I was talking about in my Shop My Stash as a product I wasn't loving as much as I used to. So that's what I love, that we're like rolling out the Nabla bronzer, and then it's a perfect time for the Huda Glowish to be rolling in, honestly. So I'm gonna go grab both of those products and I'll be right back to share them with you. Okay, I'm a little bit sad because Surf's Up is actually not the shade that I thought it was. Surf's Up is a little bit deeper of a shade, but I do love the Tarte like C lipsticks, which I don't think they make anymore, which makes me so sad because it's literally my favorite lipstick formula of all time. I will say though, this Surf's Up is actually probably a great shade like leading into the fall time. So this is what this looks like. Right off the bat, I'm like, I want to give myself just a 5 use goal, but then I'm like, I feel like I should challenge myself a little bit further, especially because these are getting older in my collection. I kind of want to put this on right now and just see how it looks. I am not sure that I'm loving it with the eye look, and a part of me is like, do I even want to keep this in my collection? But I feel like honestly, if I had just like a bronzy look, I would really like this lip, especially for the fall. I do still want to do a video where I like swatch all of my lip products on my lips and do like a declutter that way. I'm gonna keep this because I do think I'll like this in the fall. My one concern with this formula and a more pigmented lip like this though is just that I fear it's like gonna get everywhere. But I'm gonna give myself a 10 use goal with this. And this is something that I don't think I will reach my goal on within the next update, but that is okay because I will be excited to reach for a shade like this into like September and potentially even October. We'll see how it's going. But 10 use goal for my Tarte Surf's Up lipstick. Okay, and then the other product is my Huda Glowish bronzer, and I just, maybe I need to like actually swirl this around just a little bit more, because I used to really love the Huda Glowish bronzer, but I wasn't loving it the last few times that I reached for it. But I mean, I really think that looks beautiful swatched right there. So I'm actually kind of excited that this is going in the project, even though I've been working on so many bronzers this year. Although I have been working on a variety of bronzers within my collection, like a decent amount for like a good chunk of my bronzer collection. So I guess that's good. I think I'm gonna give myself a, do I wanna do 15 or 20? Maybe 15, because this is definitely better suited towards summertime. So maybe I can try and bust through most of those 15 uses, if not all of those 15 uses in August. I just don't see myself reaching for this much into maybe a little bit September, but not much into like the actual fall months. Maybe I'll change my mind, who knows. But I'm gonna give myself a 15 use goal with the Huda Glowish bronzer, and that feels good. I have the shade 3 Tan Light, by the way. Yeah, that feels really good. I'm excited to work on that. Okay, you guys, just to give a little recap at the end, what do we think will be rolling out next update? I actually think both of my blushes will be rolling out. So I need 5 uses on Persona Georgia, and I need 6 uses on the MAC Glow Play. Maybe the Copari Lip Glossy. It's a stretch, but maybe. And then other than that, maybe the Huda Glowish. I mean, it would be nice to just get my 15 uses. So the goal will be to be rolling out hopefully 3 products minimum. Maybe 4 next update. That would be super exciting. But that is going to wrap it up for today's whole collection project pan update. I would love to know, are you doing a project similar to this? Do you randomize anything in your makeup collection to work on? Let me know in the comments. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.